Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Well, Sunday morning. With us today is Mark Penn. He's a pollster, a political strategist, an author, and a businessman. Well, Mark Penn, you're chairman and chief executive officer of Stagwell, a big marketing group. And we both came from the same place. We were both Bill Clinton Democrats. Where is the Democratic Party going?
Well, you know, the interesting thing about the Democratic Party is that on the basis of the polls, they're actually doing pretty well, at least for now. But where is it going is such a difficult question because it has gone so far to the left, behind causes that I think you and I would definitely have not considered as the frontline causes. We wouldn't even thought of them imaginable that you'd have so many people within the party clamoring for socialism, open borders, defunding the police. And the odd thing is that right now you're in a moment in which the public is sort of restless and unhappy, and so that's tough for the ins. But the Democratic Party doesn't have an agenda that really has the hearts and minds of the people by any stretch of the imagination, and that is a big problem.
What I'm worried about is the Democratic Party AOC and Mondami, which is socialist? Is the Democratic Party, which way? If you stop 100 people on the street and ask them who is the head of the Democratic National Committee, I don't think one of them will know. Well, no, maybe one or two. So which, are they raising money, not raising money, and do they have a direction?
Well, look, no, they don't have a direction, and they're not going to have a direction really. And I was certainly disappointed by their attempt to shut the government down in the House. That made no sense to me. They're not going to have a direction until this primary fight, and hopefully there will be a primary fight. Hopefully that it will not be the party of AOC. Maybe it will be the party of Senator Fetterman, and maybe it will be somewhere in between. But right now, we don't know. We know that low turnout Democratic primaries have enabled the left to gain a considerable advantage within the Democratic Party. They've basically reversed everything that we did in Bill Clinton's era. When we moved the party to the center, we got it away from the left. We got it away from perennial huge losses and back into the mainstream of America. And I think they may be fooled by a good-looking midterm election that just benefits the outs versus an open presidential seat in which a left-wing Democratic candidate, I predict, will go down in flames.
And, is there anybody... I spoke to Joe Manchin a few weeks ago, and he's declared himself an independent. I spoke to a few other people that are moving closer to center. Do you see any close to center candidates out there that are willing to stand up and be counted?
Well, that's the question. Will somebody like Josh Shapiro, take on, say, Governor Newsom and Governor Pritzker, and come through here? Remember, in the presidential primaries, a lot of people vote. So what had happened in the past was Iowa was really the deciding place, and they were kind of more to the left, and New Hampshire was a little bit more to the right. But I think that we don't know what the primary structure will be. there may be a good opportunity for somebody like Shapiro to run and try to bring the party back to the center. We know that the DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America, are trying to take over the Democratic Party. We know that you don't really see a lot of moderates in the House or the Senate standing up against the left these days. But we don't know what's going to happen in this presidential primary yet. I'm not giving up totally on the ability of the party and the Democratic voters to come to sense, but it may be that they need a really good drubbing before that happens, because that's typically the way that parties get common sense.
Well, it was the way that what's his name lost 49 states.
Yeah, well, there in 72 and 84, the Democratic Party reduced itself to a single state. They can do it again.
Well, Mark Penn, thank you for bringing us up to date, and we look to talk more often to save our country and to save our state, and etc. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now, is right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.